Hey guys, and welcome back to the Fans Perspective. And yes, I'm going to do this nice and quickly for you. I don't want to waste too much of your time. But yeah, as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, some very big news. Today I managed to do a collaboration with Fournilwrittenalloverit. He's a great lad. Thank you so much for hopping on the channel. And I also dropped on his channel for a little bit of his live stream. So I'll put that link in the description below as well. Smash the like button if you do enjoy it. Also subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Let's get into it. I'm proud to announce that I'm doing one of my first collaborations on the channel. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, hello. Well, this is huge, mate. I'm excited about this. Very exciting.
All right, so I'm just asking him a few questions. Obviously, he's a big Pompey lad. Game coming up soon. It's not just about the Cheltenham game, but just a lot of questions all over. So I'll start off with a pretty simple one. Last season, I remember the vlog myself. Obviously, Liam Sercombe scored a pretty decent goal in a 1-0 win. And I just want to start off by, I didn't actually go to the away game. What was it like?
Oh, you didn't
As
go
in,
to our away game, but you were
yeah.
there. Oh, right. I
As in, I
see.
went to Cheltenham at home. I didn't go to, obviously, your home game, sorry.
Cool. Um, yeah, not one to remember, to be honest. It was a Tuesday night. It was a 1-1 draw. I think I have to remember rightly. Yeah, really not much to write home about whatsoever, to be honest. It was yeah, kind of we were expecting a little bit more from both sides, probably. I feel like it was one of those boring ones that you don't really remember about a season. Interesting you brought up the one they were at your place straight away. I knew that was coming. Probably one of our worst ones this season away from home, I think, in terms of just the way we played our football and how rubbish we were. Just uninspiring, insipid football. And credit to you boys, because you looked fantastic on that day, and I think you did yourselves really proud, and you made a real day of it, and you were real. We thought you were playing better football than we were, which we try and not let happen too often, but it was the case against you guys, and I thought that support that day was actually really good. To be honest, I thought a lot of people have said to me, "Oh, Cheltenham's a quiet place" or whatever. I don't think it is. I think you got not an amazing set of fans. It's not world class, but it's a decent group of supporters. You're a nice little club, family atmosphere. I like it at Cheltenham. I'm looking forward to going back this weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously, I wouldn't expect the exact same result because new manager knew everything at the club. But I just want to see what you thought you have to do differently because obviously you said it was just a dull, dead water performance at Cheltenham. What do you think you're going to do differently this season?
It's a good question. What we're going to do differently this season.
Yeah, like do you think this season you're going to start off more attacking or like switching the setup or anything?
I think the good news is we've got a lot of new signings since from where we were last season. It's probably, I think we're 50% new, I would say, roughly as a kind of estimate. So it's quite a big change around. It's not just a couple of additions. I think we're up to sort of 13, I believe, total now in terms of summer signings, which is quite a few. I think it's up there with some of the most in the division. They've all been really quality. There's only, I think, 2 of the 13 are loan signings. The majority of them are on our books for the foreseeable future. We're lucky enough to have 3 really good strikers now. So Colby Bishop, Joe Pigott, and Dane Scarlett are 3 really star signings that we've made over the summer, and they've really hit the ground running. Obviously, no goals yesterday, you would have seen, but we did score 3 headers at Hillsborough 2 weekends ago, which we're kind of holding on. There's a bit of hope to think we could do that again at some point. And the signs were there yesterday. We need to go back to Cheltenham and really put what happened last season behind us, I think, because we were really poor that day, and we need to rise to your challenge a little bit more because you obviously have a game plan that I'm sure you'll try and impose similarly. I know it won't be Michael Duff, it'll be your new boss. But having said that, it won't have left the players because I don't think you've had too much of a turnover in
Nah,
players.
not too much. About half as much as you, so something like that.
Okay. So it's going to be more of a change side for Pompey than it is the Cheltenham side. Having said that, I still think it's a really big test, and it's something that we shouldn't take lightly because it's an important away game for us. It's important that we get 3 points on the board. I know you boys are yet to do that as well this season, so it'll be an important one for both of us. But yeah, I think it will be very different from last season.
Well, thanks for mentioning a few names there, like Dane Scarlett. That's definitely a player that I do appreciate on the football pitch. I've done a little bit of research. Obviously, since 17-18, your highest finish was 4th, and your lowest was, I believe, last season 10th. I could be wrong with that. But so like you said, there's been a lot of new additions. Do you think these new additions will be able to push you to like a playoff or possibly a title charge, or is that too much to ask?
A title charge is probably one step too far, I think. Even the most optimistic Pompey fan will tell you that that's probably the case. What I would say is that playoffs is well and truly on for us. That's very much the target this season. Everyone in around the football club has been saying that that's what we're going for. But I think we've given Danny Cowley and Nicky 3 windows now, and they have a team and a squad, and they've assembled a group of players that they want in terms of the players that they actually have gone out into the transfer market, bought into the club and want around. So they want Joe Morrell, they want Sean Raggett, they want Clark Robertson, they want Josh Griffiths. They know these players, they've worked with them before, they have them at the football club. It's their team. Whereas I think we had a little bit of Kenny Jackett overspill for quite a few seasons under Danny Cowley, and it's only really now that they have managed to completely refresh their squad, and they can now look to build and coach these players the way in which they want to be coached. For example, Joe Morrell will run through brick walls for Danny Cowley because he's that kind of player. So once you've got your players playing for you that you've actually bought into the football club, I think you're a pretty unstoppable force. Having said that, it's not going to be plain sailing. It's still a team that needs to gel, and it's a team that we saw was trying to gel on Saturday, didn't quite get there. But yeah, I think this could be the year. I think playoffs is really important. But at the same time, you've got to remember that there's an awful lot of football to be played, and we need to remember that.
Yeah, so obviously the goalkeeper, Josh Griffiths, he used to play for Cheltenham. I do rate him as goalkeeper. He didn't really have the best reputation at Cheltenham, even though he was a league winner at the end of it. He's a player that I would look out for, because obviously, yes, he conceded 3 on the opening day, but he's kept a clean sheet, so he's looking okay. What would you say is the main man to look out for at Portsmouth?
Oh, big question. It's between 2. I would go either Marlon Pack or Colby Bishop right now. Marlon Pack is a Pompey fan. He's a local boy. He's come back to the football club after a long stint in the Championship with Cardiff, which I know you're not too far away from. So there's him who is, he's levels above. He's one of those where you go, oh, he's different gravy. He shouldn't be playing in League One, and rightfully so, because he's got Championship pedigree. On Colby Bishop, again, a goal scorer. Deserved to have 2 goals to his name rather than the 1 at Hillsborough a couple of weeks ago. Michael Jacobs I don't know if you saw it, but he kind of headed it over the line. It was already the effort from Colby Bishop. It went down as a Michael Jacobs goal, but it should have been a Colby Bishop one. So yeah, and I think a lot of aerial threat, which isn't really something that you'd sort of look and mix with a Pompey side, but we do have a lot of it. We proved that against Sheffield Wednesday a couple of weeks ago, scoring 3-headed goals, as I said. So I'd like us to get up there, get our heads on it in the box, and hopefully nod in a couple at your place.
Yeah, obviously we've lost a lot of aerial threat. Ben Tozer going to Wrexham, Will Boyle leaving the club as well. We still got big Brexit Lewis Freestone, but apart from that, we haven't got much else. And on the lines of Cardiff, yeah, I've been to 1 Cardiff game, and will not go again, because I'm sat there in the crowd, and there's all these people saying, "Oh, the English are terrible, the Cheltenham fans are terrible." I'm like, yeah, okay.
They don't like us, do they? They don't like us.
Like it so. But yeah, just the final thing I really want to mention. You don't exactly follow Cheltenham, but do you have a rough idea where you think Cheltenham are going to finish this season?
I think you had a really good season last year, didn't you? And I think you maybe even surprised yourselves of how well you managed to do. I remember results against Sunderland, and you beat us, for example. There's these big games that you've really risen to the occasion for, which I think is fantastic. And if you can keep that going, then you could be on for a really good season. I've heard a lot of people that are pipping you boys to go down. I don't think that's going to be the case, because I think you've got a good set of players, and I think I don't think you will. I think there are 4 worse teams in this division at least than Cheltenham Town to go down this season, I think. Although it is still early days and it's really difficult to make a prediction. I don't think I specifically did a prediction for Cheltenham as such. I just saw you kind of put you down as a mid-table team. I just definitely don't think you're going to go down. I think that's probably the best prediction I can give you, mate.
Yeah, that's completely fine, mate. Thank you.
That's all right.
So last few things. Obviously, change the manager, change the system. I'm not too confident, but I'm never going to say we're going to go down. But yeah, just obviously a final thing I want to say. I don't really have to give this man an introduction. He's got over 10k subs. I checked over 1.4 million channel views, something like that. But yeah, just plug your channel, man.
Well, I should have done this at the start, shouldn't I? But yeah, it's 4-0 written all over it. Myself and my dad. head around the country, following the fortunes of Pompey, doing pretty much exactly what you do, but with a Pompey badge and a blue shirt on. So yeah, we enjoy it. We've had, as you said, just over 10K, which is good, and we're kind of trying to grow things a little bit. And yeah, we're enjoying it, and we'll see where it takes us. But for the time being, it's League One. So we shall see what the season brings. But and I should say the same to you, mate. You're doing some really good stuff on YouTube as well. So if people are watching and haven't subscribed yet, then you know exactly what to do. There's a button down there to press. There you go.
Yeah, so obviously I'll leave his link in the description. This video will be going out a bit after, but I did actually hop on his live stream on his channel, so I'll put that in the description as well. Go check that out. Great content creator. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, smash that like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.